Welcome to another live edition of the Extra Point. We got the Fugees in the house. We got Miss Tasha T. Sizzle, and back in the producer chair, our executive producer, Mr. Michigan Michael Hassol. What's going on today, gang?
What's up? Staying alive, you know.
Staying alive.
Okay, all right. All right, that's segue. Now, y'all can see by the jersey that I have on that we're gonna need some therapy today. So I got my ride or dies with me. We gotta talk through this. I had a rough couple of days. There's a lot of sports to get into today. We got NBA second round action to get into. We're definitely gonna get into the trade and what everybody back home in Nashville, Tennessee wants to talk about. But before we do that, a word from our sponsor.
We are sponsored by May Jane's Coffee. That's MAEJANES coffee.com. You can get your Colombian, your Honduran, and your Brazilian blend coffee freshly ground or not, by my daughter, Sasha Denise. Again, she has the coffee beans for those of you who like to grind your own coffee. And then she has the packaged coffee. And she is having now with her new launch a whiskey infused coffee.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I thought I had a photo of it, but I did not. I'm definitely going to be ordering that to be sent here to the island. And yes, when you
Most
order
definitely.
she gets the order out as fast as as soon as she gets your order, she starts preparing your order for whatever you want in it, and she ships it to you via the United States Postal Service. So please continue to support my daughter as you have. That's mayjanescoffee.com.
All right. Way to go. Shouts out to our sponsor, MakeJamesCoffee.com. Now, again, we have a ton of basketball to get into. We will preview the second round of the playoffs. You see Michigan Mike decked out in his Mavs gear for the MFFLs that are checking in. I have a lot to say about that team. Very, very impressed by what I saw out of Jason Kidd's iteration of the Mavs. But first, as a Michigan family here, we have to give a nod to one Aiden Hutchinson, who avoided the doldrums of that sweaty spot called Jacksonville, Florida. He avoids it. I'm so happy about that. He winds up going number 2, stays in his home state of Michigan to go to the Detroit Lions. At least we can see him on Thanksgiving while we eating our turkey and getting ready for the big game. He'll get a 3-sack performance against Green Bay, and then Michigan will go up to the horseshoe and turn them into horseshoe. You know what? So, with that being said, let's get right to it. I'm gonna let you all behind the scenes, y'all. It was an hour before the draft, and I get a text from one Michael Hasso, and he basically tells me to keep my eye out on something crazy happening in the draft. Never in my wildest, most horrific dreams did I think that he was talking about my Tennessee Titans trading away the best receiver they ever had since Derek Mason. Breathe. So for those of you who just got out on warrants today, welcome back to society. You missed the epic blockbuster trade where the Tennessee Titans traded A.J. Brown, who was still under contract for another year, to the Philadelphia Eagles for their 18th pick and their third-round pick, which was one-on-one. In return, A.J. Brown gets his lucrative deal, 4 years, $100 million from the Philadelphia Eagles, $57 million guaranteed. He earned the bag. He deserved the bag. He got the bag. But now he's with Mike in Philly. So you know we're going to start with you, Michigan Mike. What do you think about that trade?
So initially, I mean, because I'm a Titans fan too, so this kind of hit both ways. Initially, I was pretty upset that the Titans didn't end up paying him, and in the same right, the Eagles gave up 2 picks, and you know I love my picks.
Right.
After reviewing all the players and the wide receivers in the draft, I was like, okay, so what the Eagles are saying is we have to test our quarterback that we put so much effort and money into, which is Hurts, and test him out right now, because we don't want it to have like another situation of like Mariota coming in. Well, I need this. I need a deep threat. Okay, we get him a deep threat. Oh, I can't. They don't want to do that. So we're like, right. We got you all the weapons. We got you offense. We got you a defense. We got you a star wide receiver. Go out there and play, because if you don't produce this next year, then you're out. And so that's what the Eagles are doing. That's what they just said. The Titans, they just said, man, we need more help than just a wide receiver, a star wide receiver. That's not going to get us to the next level. Let's get some draft picks.
Mike, don't you start the show off making sense. I'm in an emotional state, and I don't need no rational talk. That was very, very rational. Let's go to our emotional sister up in the corner over there, in the corner pocket. Miss Tasha T. Sizzle, what were your thoughts about the trade?
First of all that bum dumping they did, talking about, oh, as long as I'm here, Mike Vrabel, he's going to be with the Titans. And I just find it funny that they trade him when Tannehill is the problem. You got Derrick Henry out here crawling on glass to get paid. And then they just back up the Brinks truck to Tannehill to give him the money. And he's the problem. And like the reason he got that money is because of Derrick Henry. When Derrick Henry ran for 10,000 yards, that's why he got the money. But you guys want to keep Tannehill on the roster. But I mean, I don't know if I'm jumping the gun with this. You guys did draft, Malik, what you talking about, Willis. And they're saying, he's going to sit behind Tannehill. Please don't watch any Tannehill footage, young Malik, my brother. Don't watch it. Anything he does, do the opposite.
No, Mike, I want to come back to you because, Stephanie, we actually had this conversation pre-show where Mike was bringing up the exact same thing. So she says, how many decades are we going to go without being able to pay our players, though? Mike, go ahead and take your victory lap. The city of Nashville agrees with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Like, every time y'all get somebody good, Derrick Henry, but then they don't know how to manage the talent there. So then they get somebody, they pay them, but then they run them 100% of the plays. I'm like, you don't do that. You want them to last a long time. As far as quarterback, I think it's hard because there was, in my opinion, there's no like top tier quarterbacks this draft. And so I can see like they're trying to build up for that to happen. I'm sorry, I'm a Titans fan too, but it's going to be like this for at least a couple years.
But owners in general, like you can't get, I guess, what they call fair market value for any player because the owners in general, unless you're one of the Haslams, they don't want to pay that. They don't want to pay money in general. They want to get you for as cheap as they can.
Right. But, Mike, hold on. I want to follow up with you real quick. You said the Titans are going to be like this for the next couple of years. Like what? What do you mean specifically?
Like mediocrity. Like just like being like, I guess the cowboy tier, if you want to call it that. Just like, like maybe getting into the wild card, but then.
So you said not a playoff team.
Maybe a wild card.
Wow. So you all put that much stock into A.J. Brown?
I think he brought a lot of talent to the team. And even though he wasn't getting the ball the times that he should have gotten the ball, I think people still had to either double team him or put effort into that because he's a massive person. So you got to at least cover him or double coverage. Taking him out, like, now you just got to focus on the run, and Titans are done.
Well, this is what I'll say, and Rayland agrees with you, correct. He's a 49er fan. We'll get to them in just a minute as well. He says that AJ was injury prone. That's where I wanted to go when I told you good luck with that off camera. Now, here's where the Titans were in a quandary. And Mike and Tasha, as football aficionados, they'll be able to appreciate this. And most of the people who are watching really follow football will as well. A.J. Brown was the second round pick in the 2019 draft. The only problem with that is the pick ahead of him was one clanger, Mississippi State defensive tackle, Jeffrey Simmons, who, if you haven't seen him play, he's basically the second coming of Aaron Donald as far as projecting out over the next 5 years. He was first team All-Pro. You saw what he did against Cincinnati. You saw what he did against the Rams. He's a sack machine. Tennessee's a defensive-minded team, and his contract was coming up for renewal as well. So the Titans were looking at, if we're strapped with Tannehill, which is the overarching problem, because if you wasn't paying Tannehill, you could have kept both of your players. But you couldn't move Tannehill. His cap hit was $36 million, just a penny behind Patrick Mahomes. Now, why on God's green earth would Ryan Tannehill have the biggest cap hit of all the QBs is befuddling to me, but we'll digress right there. If you got clanger, Jeffrey Simmons, and you have A.J. Brown, and you're looking to build a consistent team over the course of a 5 or 6 year span, I'm taking Jeffrey Simmons over a wide receiver that's missed games incrementally each year since he's been in the league. Also, his yards per catch, his rookie year was 20-something yards per catch. From there, he went down to 15. Then he went down to 13. He's missing games. He's having continual problems with his knees. So I can understand why the Titans wouldn't want to pay him Devontae Adams money or Tyreek Hill money. But at the same time, you're telling your franchise, you're telling your fans, we're a developmental team. We'll get you right. We're the USFL light. We'll bring you in.
The AAA league.
Right. We'll develop you and then let you get your paper somewhere else. Now, Wayne, I was following some of his comments on Facebook this week, and he made some good points. He says the Titans made the right move, $25 million for a player who's played 49% of the snaps. No, sir. And just to juxtapose that, Cooper Kupp played 94% of the snaps for the Rams, and he's looking to get paid too. Now, you may drop $22 million on him. Not so sure about A.J. Brown. Tasha?
I got to read this before I forget. Joe Shelton put this up last night, and I told him I was going to use this on the show. I said, and I'm going to credit you. So shouts out to Joe Shelton, former Firebird. That's our brother.
That's our brother.
He said, my last attempt to console ye old Titan fan. Last year's stats combined. Devontae Adams, receiving 238 receptions, yards 2,927, touchdowns 29. Tyreek Hill, 198 receptions, 2,515 yards, 24 touchdowns. A.J. Brown, old Arthur 133 receptions, 1,944 yards, and 16 touchdowns. A run-first offense, Tannehill is your quarterback. His stats don't match what the market value is giving. I'm done. That is what...
He's no doubt one of the most electrifying players in the entire league, not just the AFC. You saw what he did on Thursday Night Football against San Francisco. Single-handedly brought us back to win that game. We were dead in the water. He had a magnificent game against Cincinnati. He's just totally obliterated the Colts since he came into the league and the Texans. He's a big play threat, and I believe that not being able to keep a safety in the box benefited Derrick Henry as well. Derrick Henry, there won't be as much shade this year because nobody is going to fear Robert Woods is coming off an ACL injury and a rookie in Treylon Burks. So it's going to be messed up. Now, Angelo says he never saw the team like that until I said it. I'm sorry, but when we're in the booth, we got to tell the truth. And right now, I'm torn because you know how we are as football fans, all of us. We get attached to players, but it's about the logo first. You know, I'm going to be they locked out Steve McNair, who's my favorite player of all time, and I still root for the Titans. So eventually I will heal and burn this damn jersey. I just want to wear it one more time to get my money out of it, dadgummit. You think fans will give me my money back or let me do a jersey swap?
Well, if you use American Express, they do.
You can get some. You can get the green and black marker and just start.
Mike, that's messed up. Now, let me ask y'all this. Is A.J. Brown a top 10 wide receiver? Mike, go.
When he's healthy, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
So y'all agree when he's healthy.
To piggyback off of, I think, I can't remember who just said, my mind fades.
Tricks on you?
But anyway, I have been telling you and other Titans fans for years, the Titans ain't it. Like you said.
They are it. Now, wait a minute now. Hold on. Who else has a king?
Every year, what do? They develop, get people where they supposed to be, and they don't ever get there.
No, wait a minute. Now, in fairness to the Tennessee Titans, only one team wins the Super Bowl every year. 31-team season ends on a loss.
But the Titans, you got, like Mike said, it's like Dallas. I don't know if you said it or Mike said it. It's like Dallas.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Denise, the Titans have a curse.
It's true.
No, the curse is your mama, Denise. As soon as she stepped in and started working those games, she put a root on us. She burned some sage in the concourse, and she messed up our team mojo. Then she moved out of the country so we couldn't find her.
They are like the Dallas Cowboys. You people never.
I like that.
You never want to accept your mediocrity.
What? That's something Drew Merriman checking in. Mediocrity. We were the number one seed in the AFC.
And what happened?
We lost because Ryan Trash Hill.
Mediocrity. You live in mediocrity like the Cowboys. Every year they putting the biggest and the loudest out there. We gonna do this.
We need Wayne Donaldson jerseys right now because Dallas didn't even make they don't even make the playoffs. Tennessee is in an elite state. Now, let me ask you this, Tasha T. Sizzle, clanger, and you too, baby Tasha, Denise, clanger light. Now, would you pay Jeffrey Simmons or AJ Brown this summer?
I'm gonna pay Jeffrey Simmons.
Mike, Mr.
Nah,
Defense?
I'm gonna go AJ.
What?
No.
I am disappointed in you, Mike, Mr. Defensive Player of the Year. You, Mike, E2 Brute?
I'm going defense. I'm going defense all the way. And it's surprisingly enough, I talked to three brothers. One of them had a Memphis Grizzlies jersey on, by the way, in Sasua yesterday. And when I asked them questions about the draft, and every last comment that they made about future drafts, this year's drafts, and past drafts was all defensive minded. So, Mike, don't sit up there and say AJ Brown when we all know defense wins the games. Offense gonna get you where you need to be, but that defense overall is going to win. Everybody talks about
9 sacks in a playoff game.
Huh?
You re-signed that. Now, Michael Harris checking in. He says the Titans have been jacked up since the way they treated Steve McNair. Now, Denise, that's the curse. That's the curse right there. The man played with a broken back, a broken femur. Both his wisdom teeth was out. And he still went out there and gave it his all against the Rams.
He tried to swipe his badge, and it said,
Mike, can you elaborate on why you would pay A.J. Brown over an all-pro defensive tackle like Jeffrey Simmons?
Well, my thing is for the Titans, and you'll see it this upcoming year, when you take away part of they were struggling offensively. They were very inconsistent. When you take away a large part in that system, it's going to change drastically. From a defensive side, they're actually getting their groove on. They started getting their defensive mindset going. I think you can replace that. I think it's easier to replace than a large body at a wide receiver position.
I mean, they bringing Treylon Burks in. He showed up looking like the missing member of Cameo, but I mean,
I need to say was ow.
I mean, he's just gonna have to show up again. This is like Mike was saying, development. This is a rebuilding year for the Titans. I don't think they really expect anything out of Tannehill. They don't really expect anything out of their offense. They're trying to get this season over, get Tannehill out, get the money up so they can pay Henry. And develop.
They need to tank this year, is what they need to do.
You are tanking. We rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I got some Kyrie Sage right here.
And they need to develop Treylon Burks. That's what they need to do because I don't see him. I mean, I could be wrong. I didn't watch many Woo Pig games this year. He may be a bona fide superstar. He may come out there and just tear stuff up. But
the best ability is availability, and Brown's availability has started to slip. Now, Mike, of course, he's okay with paying him $25 million a year. But is he Devontae Adams? I mean, he could be a Devontae Adams if he was featured. But the Titans' offense is going to be run-centric. And you're right. Right now, I mean, the timing of his contract coming up was bad. Now, could the Titans have just held on to him, paid him his $4 million, and saw how this season played out? Yes. But if you're A.J. Brown with degenerative knees, are you going to hit the field when you know you can get injured in your final year? And you know how the NFL do a brother when you get injured. And by brother, I mean man. I don't mean brother. I mean man. So.
And just to kind of get off topic a little bit, you talking about when they injured. Look what they did to Nakobe Dean, and he wasn't even in the league. That brother dropped the third round because they
and he should have been a top 5 pick, top 10 pick.
Talking about possible pectoral injuries. And I'm thinking if he played like that and he was injured, he was the Buckers Award winner. So, we got Angelo, who was squeaky clean, ready to smoke a cigarette this morning, talking about these Titans. Welcome to the land of Titans fans, where cigarettes, we got Marlboro's, coffee, and hen on deck every Sunday.
And Wayne's talking about, is this going to be Henry's last season as a Titan?
If they don't
no, it won't be his last season as a Titan. It'll be his last season as the feature of the Titans. So let's get to 2,500. We're gonna get him his 2,500 this year, and then he's gonna start to give way to him.
He's glad he's gonna give out because again,
You seen his body?
You had AJ Brown there, and they still ran him like a pack mule.
Well, the thing is, AJ Brown can't stay on the field. He missed 4 games, and I think, and this was a gift and a curse for the Titans last year, Mike. And I want to get your thoughts on this part. The Titans going basically 12-5, winning the AFC with all of the injuries they had. No Derrick Henry, no AJ Brown, no Julio Jones. People in and out of the lineup. I think it was a record 96 different starters on that team last year. For Mike Vrabel to still get the coach of the year, they think that it's just plug and play. It's not quite that simple. Mm-hmm. That was, I don't want to call it a fluke because they did beat some credible teams during that run, but you can't build a system around that mentality. Right, Mike?
No, definitely not. You're right. I mean, it did happen at a right time. The system worked out perfectly to where probably people didn't even see their secondary lineups or did scouting reports on them, so they didn't really know what kind of Titans they were going to get. And then that happened. They're like, oh, backup running back's actually really good. That we didn't realize that they were going to keep the same game plan. So,
right. And Mike, and to keep your theme real quick, he's in Carolina now. We developed him, he got the bag and moved on.
I mean, it's a different Titans team that it shifted to with the same plays. And what I mean by that is Derrick Henry's a power back with some speed, but he mostly runs with power. Right. To whereas you go to the second running back, they run the same plays, but all of a sudden he just and cuts off and goes. So it's a different speed.
He outplayed Derrick Henry in the divisional round last year. He should have been on the field more than Derrick Henry in that game. I will give you all credit for that. You all were absolutely right when we had that debate a few months ago. Now, Stephanie has a question, Tasha. I'm going to come to you with it. Will Malik start at all this year?
I can definitely see him coming in when them boo birds start coming out for Tannehill. And I think maybe
which will be soon, which will be week 1 if he comes out slow, which will be week 1.
I mean, again, I say takes and people think they're controversial. So I'm just going to maybe send this to you later on. Tannehill just has a better chance in Nashville, if you know what I mean.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so. That after that performance, after you wasted a non-sack performance, rushed for 140 yards, outgained the Cincinnati 3-1, and lose that game because of your quarterback, I don't think he's going to have that kind of grace this year.
No, what I mean by that is you're going to have those ones who are not going to want to see Tannehill pull from Malik. You no matter how.
I get that, but Mariota was a fan favorite as well, and even at a certain point, the crowd turned on him as well.
Let me tell you, when I was there, they did not want to. When I was at the games, that when Tannehill, I remember that first game when Tannehill came in, and you would expect a rousing applause or something. It was crickets in that stadium.
Right, because Marcus Mariota was the city. People loved him, win, lose, or draw.
Because I was there, and I was there when he got pulled that game, and nobody clapped for Tannehill. When probably Tannehill's family, that was it. You could. It was silent when he went into the game because the Titans fans knew Tannehill wasn't the answer. But
in his defense, he did go to an AFC Championship game, won a division. The Titans have won a lot of games, way more games with Tannehill than they did Mariota. So I'm going to say the Tannehill run is a success, even though we know that this is his last year as a starter, definitely. Now, Ray Ladd says that Tannehill is just the fall guy.
No, he's not. He put all that pressure on himself. He wanted the lights. He wanted it. And when it came to him, he couldn't handle it because he wasn't no damn good when he came out because he used to be a wide receiver. He was no good at quarterback when he was in Miami. He's no good now at the Titans. He's no good.
He was serviceable. He did all right. Mike, what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are he's very, and I like to compare, he's very similar to a Romo. In the fact that they can get you through
a whiskey, coffee, May James.
They can get you through a season.
Oh no!
They can get you through a first couple of rounds, but when you start getting to that elite level, which are like AFC Championship games, Super Bowl game, like it's an elite level that you have all this pressure, and then you have to go in there and make the passes that you have to make. And if you can't make them, let's say like a Tom Brady made a lot of bad passes. But it comes down to the last 2 minutes or last 4 minutes, he checks in. There's a switch. Tannehill doesn't have that switch. You can't win games like that.
Exactly.
Like, switch. No, somebody needed to put a switch on him. Now, you 80s babies and get that reference. The Titans had 2 playoff games the last 2 years and lost them both because of Tannehill. In the playoffs, just like in the NBA, they're going to take away what you like to do best and make you reinvent yourself because there's so much more time to scout. When they take away Derrick Henry, he has to make the play. A.J. Brown, to who this whole thing started about, showed up in that game. He was the only offensive person to show up in that game. And yes, I am hurt. He was my fantasy football stalwart. I'm just glad he's out of the AFC. But here's one thing I want all of y'all to circle your calendars. When that NFL schedule comes out, guess who plays this year? Philly and Tennessee. Yeah. Start A.J. Brown that week in your fantasy lineup. He going to put up 2 bills.
Yeah, they're going to go off. That's the offensive team, so.
Is he on your fantasy radar now, Mike? Because I know you never really drafted him before.
He always is. I mean, but you always pick him before I do, so.
You know what? Touche. Now, so let's because the thing is we can literally stay on this topic the entire show. But let's end it with this for right now. Mike, what's the Titans' record this year? Why you laughing, Tasha? Stop laughing.
They play 16 games now, right? So we'll be looking at 17. So we're going
8, Mike. Really?
8, 9.
We're playing the NFC East this year, and you're saying 8-9.
Yeah.
Okay, he said it with his chest. All right, Tasha, what's Tennessee's record this year without all?
I'm saying it with my breastises, 8-9, like Mike. They're gonna underperform. Prove me wrong, but I'm not gonna put money on them to.
We got 10 wins coming in out of Nashville. We got 10 more wins coming in out of Nashville. We're gonna still win the division. We're gonna still get it done. Treylon Burks is gonna be the second coming of Jamar Chase. Okay, I don't really mean that.
Ow.
I don't really mean that. I'm being emotional right now. But okay, let's flip this then. Since we're wrapping up this segment, and while we do that, that's just sickening.
It looks good though.
Sickening to me. Why, AJ? Why? Wow, no, this is a nightmare. To see it with your own 2 eyes really makes it final. It really hurts. This is not the business. What is Philly's record with this guy in the lineup, Mike?
I actually think the NFC East is actually going to be a better division than the past 5 years or whatever they've been in the slumps. So I'm gonna go 10 or 11 wins. I'm gonna go 10 or 11 wins.
Yeah.
Y'all both going 10 or 11 wins for the Eagles. The Cowboys are still going to win the division. You heard it here first, second, and third.
Man, what are you talking about?
The Cowboys now. I know that there's not been a consecutive back-to-back like winner in the NFC East in like 17 years. This is the year. And since we're talking about Clanger, his name is Rain Dakota. Google that name. Right. Yo MVP Clanger. You heard it here first. Dallas Cowboy quarterback Dak Prescott will be your 2022 league MVP. That's where you heard it here first. Now, sticking with football, since we've been banging on my receiver, you dropped a nugget on us last week that A.J. Brown and another superstar receiver have the same agent. And his name is one Debo. Who? Debo. Tuck in your chain, Samuel. All right? Now, we've seen Debo scrub his account like A.J. We've seen Debo out at the club on Instagram having the farewell parties. They got the little bottles with the little stuff coming out of it and all of that. We got San Francisco in the 3rd round drafted a wide receiver. Mike, is Debo gone too?
Yeah, he's for sure gone. Especially since Green Bay didn't draft any wide receivers in the first 2. That was hilarious in itself because that's what Aaron Rodgers was complaining about the whole time the last 2 years. But now he has money, so I wonder if he's still going to complain. But that's a side topic. I think Green Bay is going to go after him.
Oh, now that would be nice. Then he goes back, does a Dion. He plays for one, gets them to the past the championship game, and then go back and play for the other and beat his former team. Okay, Dion, I see. Now, Tasha, Miss 49er faithful, Miss Gold Blooded. Is Debo on the roster come week 1?
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes because I think by them going out, his name just left my head.
I like that.
They just went and got the running back from LSU.
Yes, they did.
And
He's
they
a good
did
player.
get the wide receiver there. I think they're trying to show Debo, hey, we're trying to get you some help. But the only reason why I would say it's not, because it's still going to come down to money, because Debo's still going to be like, all this I did for you, I need to get paid for that. So I think the 49ers are going to get this. They got the running back. They got a wide receiver to say, well, okay, now we can pay him market value because he's only going to be a receiver. And that's
what about quarterback?
Come on, Mike. I need that question answered right now. Right now.
They're gonna put Trey Bay out there. They're gonna put Trey Lance out there because they cannot. I don't know why. I think Garoppolo got hurt on purpose so he couldn't be moved. That's my theory.
It certainly killed his trade value because he would have been a hot commodity in the offseason.
I mean, because between him and Baker, I don't know who's less desirable. Like nobody seems.
Oh, I'll take Garoppolo over Baker any day. I mean, at least he has played in a Super Bowl.
Well, yeah.
Now, Ray Ladd made an interesting comment. Debo will play 3 different positions and only get paid to do 1. See, be careful. And if you're not making executive money, don't take a salary position in corporate America. You're going to give back money. Trust me. I know this. Stay hourly, so when you clip 40 hours, they got to run you your money. Mm-hmm. If you Debo Samuel, make sure that they pay you for all those positions you played, because he played all 3 positions against Dallas and did it well and vanquished the Cowboys in Cowboy country. He was running back. He had a receiving touchdown. The man was the placeholder for the extra points. I digress. All right. Woo, Mike, you're right. The NBA is great and all, but don't nothing get your juices flowing like some good old football. Oh my goodness!
I mean, we did a whole almost hour segment on the NFL draft.
We do. Like nothing beats the NFL. We are in April, dadgummit, and I am hesitant to move out of this segment. Say what, Tasha?
We didn't even touch the Ravens.
Oh, yeah. See, you're right. The Ravens sent Hollywood Brown to Arizona. He reunites with Kyler Murray. If you're Lamar Jackson, you haven't signed your extension yet. Does that play a part in it, Mike?
Man, I what hit me hard was kind of like the more tweets that they're tweeting that they have no idea. Like Lamar was like, "What?"
Right. He was getting his hair
braided. He's like, "What's going?" I honestly think. I mean, I guess it makes sense from a business side that they don't let players know, but like, he is your franchise player. You let your quarterback know what's going to happen.
Yes. And his tweets indicated that he knew nothing, but his former wide receiver knew because he was Arizona at the.
Yeah, he was like.
How do you not let him know? I mean, how do you not let him know? But I mean, and I would say in his defense, like the Ravens are like run heavy. That's
Hollywood Brown needed to get out of Baltimore if he wanted to be ever considered an upper echelon receiver.
But how many passes did we also watch him drop?
He was probably surprised the ball was coming out of Lamar's hand.
Because they're thinking about run. Like they're determined to make, even though we know Lamar can throw, they're determined to make Lamar run.
Okay, now I need you two to do me a favor. On the count of 3, I need y'all to do this with me so we can turn this page because
we didn't even get to talk about the Cowboys draft, man.
So we're gonna recap the Cowboys when it's all said and done. I got yacht my man on, but there hadn't been any sizzle. They took an offensive lineman, a defensive lineman. I'm waiting for Jerry to do something crazy today, and we'll get into him next week. We gotta get over to the NBA. Look, right, Mike is like, no, we gotta get over to the NBA. All right. Second round is officially underway. Memphis finally got the first round concluded last night, getting rid of the Minnesota Timberwolves in 6 games. I want to give a shout out to Karl Anthony Towns. A couple of weeks ago, me and Tasha were really hard on him about being a fake tough guy and about being soft as cottonelle tissue. He showed up in that series. He made the Memphis Grizzlies change their entire lineup, bench their starting center for the whole series because he was giving Steven Adams that work. So, like, they had Memphis all discombobulated. I love Anthony Edwards after seeing and getting to see him play consistently. Shouts out to them. We move on. Now, Sunday's action. I love all of these matchups, by the way. that we have left in the NBA. The top 4 seeds advance in both conferences. We're going to start with Sunday's tip-off. That is the Milwaukee Bucks at the Boston Celtics. The series was tied in the regular season, 2 games apiece. Michigan Mike, Jason Tatum outplayed KD in that first round series. The question to you is, will he outplay Giannis?
Man, this is gonna be a good series, honestly.
Yes,
Celtics are playing really good right now. I mean, but you got to go. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm gonna go with the Bucks on this one, and I don't. It's probably gonna be 7.
How many games, Mike? How many games?
7 games.
Oh, please let that be a 7-game series. Shouts out to Marvin Allen. He said he didn't show up last night. Cost me some money. Hey, that's all a part of gambling. That's all a part of sports. Tasha. Now, Ime Udoka.
I can't put. I don't.
All right, the Boston Celtics coach Ime Udoka. He basically outclassed Steve Nash in the last round. Steve Nash had no experience, but now you're going up against a championship coach in Budenholzer. Who do you give the coaching edge to in this matchup?
I still give it to A.O. Leon. I just cannot. I'm not going to pronounce that man's name because I don't want to pronounce it incorrectly.
Well, at least call him a man's name. Call him Jaffe. Don't call him A.O. Leon.
Who's the one that brought up A.O. Leon?
Dottie Second. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Simply because of where he came from. Like, I think head coaching and coaching is in his blood, and also being a player that was not a top tier. Like, did anybody know that he actually played for the Lakers? Like, he played for the Lakers back in the day.
Did he play with LeBron? Like, who's like which Lakers? Was it Kobe's Lakers?
He played for the Lakers.
I'm saying he looked just about the same age as LeBron. That's the only reason why I asked.
Ain't my fault. LeBron looked 52.
Dang, get on him.
You call him El Rey when you refer to the king. Hablo Español.
Whatever.
Mike.
But no, I mean, because like I think
right, I ain't having this slander today.
But I think, you know how they always say that great players do not make good coaches. And I think by him being on the bench as a Laker, I think he only played like 1 or 2 seasons. Being on the bench, being around that atmosphere when the Lakers were, I guess, pretty much decent, soaking up everything. Then, you know, going to Pop, learning under Pop. Even that 1 year sitting under Nash, he probably saw what not the hell to do.
Right. Oh wow. Okay. So how many games? And we're gonna get to that at the end of the show, Marvin. Thank you for bringing my attention to that. How many games do you see this going, Tasha T. Sizzle, and who you got winning?
Man, this is a tough one because I always bet on black. I want the Celtics to win, not because of the Celtics, but because of the
Mike.
coach.
She didn't against Brooklyn.
Remember, I did. I said only reason I was going for Brooklyn is because I'm a KD stan. But
who stan?
Kevin Durant.
Who, him? Tasha, what the hell are you? Tasha threw you the oop, Mike.
How do you leave this show setting?
No, you're gonna sit there. You're gonna sit there. You're gonna love this. No, you said what? What? Mike, you petty. Now let's talk. Okay, let's talk KD, shall we? Now, last I heard, the lady in the middle, the lovely, beautiful, and talented lady in the fuchsia, said that KD was the current crown holder. But last I checked, he was throwing up late game bricks and clanking off the side of the backboard in crucial moments on his way of getting swept out of the first round. Swept out of the first round. Your reigning sharpshooter, easy sniper, money sniper, whatever his name is, got put out of the first round.
She said future GOAT. That's what she said. He was the new king, is what she said.
I think she said he was the new king.
Y'all not finna sit up here. She said dip and dive.
Mike, get him, Mike. You petty for this, Mike.
Jeff, I need you to go on, put your midriff back on and go all out. Because you done said Dippin' Dots. I cannot.
Coming in hot in the comment section. Let me do my Michigan Mike dance.
But no, you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is what I say about LeBron James too. Like,
No.
No.
We're talking about KD. Dippin'
Right.
Dots.
I'm putting them together. I joke on LeBron a lot, but I'm not going to ever take away anything that LeBron has done and what LeBron can do, because LeBron is a phenomenal, top tier basketball. So I'm not going to ever say that. But when you have players like LeBron and KD, they're in a decline. KD is in a decline, even because he is year 15. He's in a decline. I said that when he started getting injured and he was coming back. Yeah, he was throwing haymakers and whatnot. But I was like, how long is this gonna last? And this is his 15th year, and you can't. I put a lot of that on Kyrie too. I put a lot of that on the organization in general.
With who he chose, like
right.
LeBron chose Westbrook and AD. He chose the characters, even the coach.
Right. He chose the coach and he chose James Harden. So you put that on him. But it's also Kyrie. He had no way of knowing Kyrie was gonna go all earth is flat again and not want to get the jab. So you put a lot of pressure on him. He put a lot of that on himself too. But as an organization, they said, okay, well, it's KD. KD gonna carry us even without Kyrie. But it's just showing, just like with a LeBron, they can't do it anymore. They can't carry like LeBron was out there scoring 80 points and they were still losing.
That's true. That's true.
You got KD out here coming off an injury with a bless his heart, Kyrie, and with his mentals and everything. And then James Harden, who was like, man, I didn't sign up for this. So I think the organization as a whole, KD and Kyrie, are to blame. And then, they're saying, oh, Nash shouldn't lose his job. Yeah, he should. Because
okay. Hold on. Because you're getting ahead of me. Because I got this as a question for you too. So we'll start right there. If you're the general manager, knowing that KD, you watch KD make decisions that didn't benefit the best interests of the Nets, do you take the reins back and say, we're not bringing back Steve Nash if you're Sean Marks' general manager?
I do. And that's like I told you guys, a couple of months ago. That's why Jordan has 6 rings, because Jordan was not allowed to make those decisions. You hate
that is true.
Krause,
watch The Last Dance. That is very true.
You hate both of them, but they made the decisions, and Jordan has 6 rings. LeBron made his decisions in LA. He got 1. It's the bubble. I just don't really kind of count that.
Look, I give a shout out to the bubble ring too, only because they have 4 months off before the playoffs started. So that doesn't really count as an 82 game grind, and then you go into the playoffs. So I agree with you there.
LeBron picked his team. Look where they are. KD picked this team. Coach, everything else. Look where they are. These players,
that's very telling.
That control from these players, you're getting paid. You're paid to be a general manager. You need to make those decisions. You don't come in and let your star player walk in and knock shit off the counter and say, "No, I got this."
Because you're gonna be the one fired, not the star player.
Right. Because they're supposed to be concentrating on basketball. And nowadays they can't just concentrate on basketball because they have so many outside endeavors, ways of making more money. And I'm not hating on that at all, because you're going to make more money on the outside than you are in the NBA.
Marvin Davis wearing red bottoms.
He wearing them clown shoes.
Yep. He got them Nike red bottoms, original.
Mike, you struck gold with this one, bro. Now let me come to you, Mike. All right, Paul. Stay on track, Paul. All right. Sticking with the general manager theme, Mike. You're the general manager. You know the relationship that KD has with Kyrie. We just heard a beautiful wax poetic about how letting KD make choices has cost your franchise. Do you step in and say, KD, we love you. We thank you for signing your max deal, but we're not bringing back Kyrie on an extension? Do you, or do you cave into KD's wishes and extend Kyrie after everything that's happened this year?
I like Kyrie. I think with everything with the COVID situation or not COVID situation or just trying to make a statement, whatever it was, he still produced once he came out. And you obviously could tell like he was out of practice a little bit. I agree taking out Nash. I don't think that he was the right fit for the players. I think those players need someone who has that background that can be like, okay, I hear you in your way that you want to do things. Do you want to win a championship though? Because we got to do it my way.
Right.
They need a strong manager is what they need.
And I love that you said that, because what did Pat Riley do to LeBron James the first time he went to Miami? He threw his rings on the table. Pat Riley threw his rings on the table and was like, okay, these are my rings I had before you was even thought of. So we're going to do this my way, or you can go back to Cleveland. They did it his way.
And then he went back to Cleveland.
I mean, it's like that's what I don't understand. When you're and I do blame Katie. You were in a winning situation in Golden State. Why did you leave? LeBron, you was in a winning situation in Miami. Why did you leave? Because I mean, is it because you're that power hungry that you leave organization? Can you imagine how many more times Miami could have won? Right. Had LeBron stayed there, nobody even
now
you know why he left.
He did it kind of erode right in front of our very eyes. That second go round against San Antonio, he couldn't do anything with Kawhi and Parker. But I get what you're saying. Just staying the course and letting the general manager and the front office do their thing, and you just be the best player on the court.
I mean, it's like when you have a successful singing group, and then the lead singer all of a sudden say, "I want to go solo."
That never works.
No, but it wasn't.
But that's it. Go ahead.
It wasn't the same though, because the reason why he left was because it wasn't his team in Golden State. It was Steph's team. He left because he's like, "Well, I want to have my team. Let's go over here and start my team." And then this is what happens.
And if you're trying to catch the GOAT, or if you're trying to get into that tier of the Hall of Fame room back there with the Jordans and the LeBrons and the Kareems, you got to go do it on your own, because LeBron didn't get his props until he left and went back with Cleveland. Great counterpoint on your part. Now, woo, that was good, Mike. Let's come now, sticking with the NBA playoffs. Though, to follow up the Boston and Milwaukee game, we have the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Golden State Warriors. This should be a barn burner as well. T. Sizzle, I'm coming to you first. Who wins and in how many games?
First of all, I'm not going to be able to watch any of this.
Right.
If they put the Minnesota-Memphis game on at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and they're both in the Central Time Zone, this is going to come on at 12 midnight.
The playoffs should be sponsored by May Jane's Coffee, because me and Mike's team is going to be playing at 9:30 Central Time all week next week.
Darn. But I'm going to give this to Golden State simply because, I mean, you know, I'm grit and grind. I want Memphis to win. Memphis has a knack, and I've noticed in this playoff series, of coming from behind. I don't think you can necessarily do that against Golden State, because when the Splash Brothers, if they get a lead and the Splash Brothers start splashing and doing what they're going to do, it's going to be hard to come back from that. And
in the great words of Charles Barkley, he said it just like you said it. You have to do a lot of dumb stuff to have a team rally from double digits down in the fourth quarter. And to do it 3 times, Golden State is going to keep the foot on your neck, and Draymond Green alone wouldn't allow that to happen. He'd do a personal foul and get ejected before he let you go on a 21-0 run.
I mean, you know, Desmond Bain. I mean, he has. He literally has. I mean, shown up like when he hit that because I was watching it, even though it was in Spanish. I was watching it here, and I was kind of standing around in the kitchen. And I just so happened to turn around, and I'm standing there. I was like, oh, well, they're going to lose this one. And then I see it pop, and I was like, uh-oh. So then my attention came from the kitchen back to the television, because I was like, it's happening. But I just see it's going to be hard to make up those deficits against a team like Golden State if you get down there. If Memphis gets the lead and they keep the lead and Ja kind of does what Ja does, I think they would have a chance, but I'm still I'm gonna go for Golden State.
You like Golden State in how many games?
I'm gonna say at least. I'll say 5.
Ooh, so you saying quick?
And I hate that. And I hate that because I
hate it too. Damn it!
I want Memphis to do it.
But hey, you speaking your truth in the booth, so we're gonna respect that. She's got Golden State in 5. Mike, what say you?
So I'm gonna break down this game from the start, from the first round. I like to see who the teams beat to get to that round. So Denver and the Timberwolves. Out of those two teams, I think the Timberwolves actually played a better game than what they were anticipated to play. They played Memphis really strong, good defense, hit a lot of shots.
They should have won that series.
Yeah. I think Golden State, they don't have good defense. I mean, they gave Denver Nuggets, they hit over 100 points in multiple games, if not all of their games. Like, that doesn't show me good defense. I'm going to go with Memphis on this one.
Scoring team in the league.
I'm going to go with Memphis on this one. The fact that I think that they're going to be playing them stronger, and they learned a little bit from this Timberwolves team. That's going to help them out in the next round of like, hey, just because you have a certain way of playing doesn't mean that you can't push and shove. This is the playoffs. Let's learn how to play in the playoffs, and then let's get at it. I think they're going to need to play physical, though.
I like the points from both of you. One of the key things that I think that gives Memphis an edge over how they played against Minnesota is the fact that Golden State doesn't have a Karl Anthony Towns who can single-handedly get your whole front court in foul trouble. They can hit the three. They can take you off the dribble. Anthony Edwards is a monster. I love his game. I'm a big fan of his now. Thank God we got him in the rearview mirror. Does Steph stay on the bench in this series, Mike? Or you need to put him back in the starting lineup?
He's already starting.
He started last game?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, because he might need to come off the bench this time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Memphis is going to beat that butt up. All right, now to your matchup, Mr. Mike. We have the Dallas Mavericks. Luka's first series victory of his career, did it in dramatic fashion. The Mavericks won 2 games without him. They look very, very strong. Phoenix, I don't know what to say about Phoenix, so I'm going to turn it over to you. Tasha, who you liking this one? CP3 or Luka? Who gets it done in how many games?
This
one's going to be tough. I'm looking forward to this one.
It's not even the fact that it's being tough. I call that boring ball. I guess because I cannot watch Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix. Look at Mike.
Way to calm down, Mike. I ain't gonna do.
Are you not entertained?
I ain't gonna put no photo of Luka standing up there like you did me. I ain't gonna do you there. Phoenix is just boring ball to me. It could be because I don't watch them because
they come on at 2:30 in the morning.
Right, they come on too late. So, I mean, again, you can't really just say I'm betting on black with this because Jason Kidd is, even though he's a little parquet, he's technically a black man. So I can't really go for that. But as long as Luka's getting back in stride, Luka's healthy. Oh man,
Luka is a brother neutralizer too. He's Larry Bird 2.0. He'll put the best brother in the blender.
Is Devin Booker? When is he supposed to be returning?
He returned last game. He returned to play 33 minutes, scored for like 10, 12 points. So he came back in the closing.
I'm gonna take Phoenix with this one just because Devin Booker. If Devin Booker is back healthy, I'm gonna take Phoenix in. I'm gonna say Phoenix in 5.
Phoenix. Wow, Mike, they're giving you one game. Mike, go ahead and wrap
Hold up. Are you finished? No, so I don't agree that Booker is 100% back. I honestly don't think that he's been back since the bubble when he went crazy. I think with CP3, I think the Mavs have some revenge coming his way. I think we're going to play him tight. I think he's going to be complaining the whole way about fouls, and we're going to be like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, wait a minute, now Luka.
I think Brunson's going to cook him. I think he's going to cook him a couple times.
I like Brunson's game. Pay that man.
I'm gonna go. I agree with Tasha in 5 games, but I'm gonna go with the Mavs are going to shock the world and take it in 5.
I mean, I'm going to be upset if they do. Because I would like to see Dallas get there again because I really ain't trying to stay up to be watching no Phoenix play nobody.
Can you imagine a Phoenix and Golden State finals? I won't see one game of that.
I mean, either.
Right. That's my first 48 time. So I'm gonna I'm going to go ahead and prophesy this because this is what I want to happen. Damn what will happen. But the world needs, the people needs a Ja versus Luka Western Conference Finals in a nice 7 o'clock slot on Central Time for both teams where everybody from the East Coast to the Mississippi all the way out to Las Vegas and LA can actually enjoy the series and enjoy the two biggest young superstars in the league. I want the Grizzlies and the Mavs to meet. I probably won't go to any other games because, y'all be busting heads down there with them prices. But me and Mike will have a pre-game party. We'll give you some live reaction. Let's get the Grizzlies and the Mavs some new blood in the Western Conference Finals. Now, let's end on this question. Speaking of Luka and Ja and CP3, who's the best point guard left in the Western Conference? We got Steph, Ja, Luka, and CP3.
I'm gonna go with CP3 strictly because he's been there.
The point guard.
Because he's been there. Of course, I would normally say Steph, but CP3 has been there. He's been playing. He's been active. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give it to CP3.
Mike.
Man, I would say Luka. However, I got to go off of what I've seen so far in this series. Right now, Luka hasn't come alive yet. That's what's crazy about his game.
And that's what's scary about the
right.
Mavericks.
And so I'm going to say Ja because Brunson, let's be real, Brunson won that series.
He did.
So I'm going to go with Ja.
So
he did looking like MC8.
Giggity gangsta.
But he did. Game 1 and 2, he got the bag. And I'm proud of him for doing that because, we here at the Extra Point, we're pro get your paper. So, I was so happy to see him in a contract year on a national stage, give Rudy Gobert that work. Oh, my God, Donovan Mitchell, he did you up. What is really good?
Mitchell, man.
Brunson passed him on my top tier of shooting guards. I was very, very impressed with this game. Dinwiddie as well. That trade was a brilliant move on the part of the Mavericks to get rid of Kristaps Porzingis and to bring in a more harmonious-looking team, especially when there was no Luka. There was not just one person just jacking up shots like KP would do when Luka was out in the past. They had a complete team game plan. They stuck to it. They played great defense.
Jason Kidd came alive. That's his coaching scheme right there.
And I like this new softer, calmer Jason Kidd. He looks nothing like he did.
He almost got kicked out last game.
Well, hey, it was a pressure cooker situation. So you say Luka, huh? I mean, you say Ja, and you say CP3. Interesting. I'm going to say Steph. He was averaging 30 off the bench. And Ja Morant was having too many turnovers for me.
I mean, like I said, I'm just giving it to CP3 because he has actually been active and played an active role in every game so far. He
went 14 for 14 from the field and 4 for 4 from the free throw line in the closeout game in New Orleans.
I mean, if you're asking like right now, just as far as playoffs, it's CP3.
All right, there you have. Wow, this hour flew by. That was some good stuff. And Mike, we have got to get some more football into this show.
And I'm going for Miami over Philly. We didn't touch that one.
Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't. There was so much going on. Miami over Philly. Oh, okay. You got Miami in how many games?
With oh boy, wait, I see him gonna be masked up, but I don't know because they say that mask affects you a lot.
Chris Webber.
And remember, LeBron took his off. The only person that kept his on was Rip Hamilton because he had a broken nose.
He became a champion with that mask on.
But he broke his nose like 4 or 5 times, so he just learned to play with it. I'm gonna say Miami in 6.
Mike, I want to. You're a very practical person. I want to throw a stat out there to you, and I want to get your reaction, and then yours, Tasha. Now, what Tasha was referring to because the news really just broke like late yesterday, that Joel Embiid is out indefinitely. Well, at least he was as of last night because he has a concussion and an orbital bone injury, I guess, right there in his eye socket. Mm-hmm. But Mike, the play in which he got injured, the Philadelphia Eagles were up 29 points with 3 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter of a closeout game. The game was over. Was this coaching malpractice on the part of your boy up there?
Yes, but it's injury. Like that stuff happens. It is becoming. They're trying to be more of a
on purpose, by the way. But keep going.
But no lead is safe.
Yeah,
9 points with 3 minutes left. Well, then we all talking about Doc Rivers.
I think it's just one of those things that just happened. Like I don't think I probably would have pulled him out either. Like you finished strong. Like that's what you've worked this whole season for. So I would have left him in too.
And you too, Tasha?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like I said, we've seen this in the NCAA tournament. We've seen it with Memphis. Teams come back with, little to no time
Good
left.
point. Look, and I'm a Grizzlies fan. So the thing is, I should be the first one to say, well, no lead is safe. I just sat there and watched it play out over the course of a 2-week series. So you're right. See, that's why I refer to the crew on that. Now, Tasha, who you shouting out today? You got any shout outs as we close this
Actually,
game?
I'm going to shout out somebody that you would appreciate, Paul. Let me get my photo up. First of all, folks, I have had food poisoning. So I am not in the best shape. My stomach is killing me.
You see this, Ben Simmons? Ben Simmons, are you watching, Ben? He showed up for work with food poisoning.
You can see I look like the cats done sucked all in my. Well, it ain't like my hair just be flawless in the other show. It look like the cats done sucked all in my hair.
Mike, stop laughing.
Oh, Shamika, I got to get you those photos of those potholes or these cliffs. But shouts out, this is my boy Mike.
That ain't Michigan, Mike.
No, KA Psi Fraternity. You would appreciate him because I met Mike when we were working at the Titans. And so when I was telling everybody that I was going to move here, he kept saying, oh, Tasha, I'm going to come and see you. I'm going to come and see you. And guess what Mike did? Him and another lady, she started after I left, Miss Valerie. They came down here to visit me. And so they are in Sosua. The bridge collapsed. So I can't get to Sosua. You have to walk.
We'll wait on her to come visit us in Texas.
You have to walk across the bridge and take taxis and like a relay system. So that's what I did to go and visit them with my weak belly and everything else. I went to
eating that fifi and fufu, and you're gonna be fine.
No, I had chicken. So I'm done with meat for now. That's Miss Valerie in the yellow, and that is Mike.
Well, hello, Miss Valerie, and hello, Mike.
So I like to shout out to Mike. So maybe he can be your Titans' lucky charm this year.
No, I don't want to hear that. Mike, she's trolling. Who you shouting out, Mike?
Yeah. I'm going to give a shout out to Papa Hasso. He came over last night to help us with the fireplace. So shouts out.
Y'all still working on the fireplace?
Man, we went out to the lake, then we went to San Antonio. We worked during the week.
You need to learn how to go remote. When you on vacations and stuff, take your and then
the people sitting there want to hear you talk football, and you over in the Poconos.
Wait, and then like now, Mike, you should be showing us said fireplace. You're gonna have to learn to go.
No, it'll take him an hour to get through that big old house to go down there. So with the people, we ain't got time.
Yeah, we got. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on.
So
shouts out to Papa Hasso.
I went remote from a whorehouse. So Mike,
you know what? Speaking of which, that was one of my shout outs. You were in my head today. Shout out because this is the 1-year anniversary to the whorehouse episode because it popped up on my memories today.
Mike, you gotta man. When you in San Antonio, Mike, how dope would that have been? When you just with your phone showing us the scenery, you gonna have to learn to go remote, man.
Right,
but then you get the behind the scenes of the hustle, So
I still think that they doing nefarious activity. So maybe he shouldn't go live. We're gonna protect the brand.
Mike, like I said, when Mike said something about that pool that day, and his pool was bad, I was like, wait a minute, Mike pool better, man. They got look. We'll talk about that on After Dark because we need him on the show. We don't need the fans watching. All right. So shouts out to Papa Hasso. That is the man right there. I want to give a shout out to the whorehouse episode. We're 1 year removed from Tasha basically taking us inside of illegal activity on the show. I knew we were going to take off from there. And I also want to give a shout out. Well, first of all, our condolences to Big O, friend of the family. Passed away. So our thoughts and prayers are out with him and his family, as well as with you, Marvin, you family. So our prayers are with you. And we're going to close with sending a shout out to the University of Michigan. 84 consecutive drafts with a Michigan player in it. That is an NCAA record that will never.
And what's up with the Big 12? What's up with the Big 12? And
Mike, get it in. Big 12, if you can't get nobody drafted out of the first round between OU and Texas, what the hell are you going to do in the SEC?
Man, Hey, but
Right
you
there,
know,
that way.
the victim of
Hey.
aficionado is not here, so we don't know.
What are you gonna do in the SEC if you can't get us a first rounder out of 2 schools?
Nothing.
Mike, you petty, but that was good stuff. So there's no basketball today. So fellas, today's your honeydew list day and your date night. Get your dates in, get your honeydew list in, get that grass mowed, do what you need to do with your lady. Take her out. There's no more mask mandates. Take her to a nice place. We got the live music popping. It's a beautiful day here in Dallas, Texas. Because tomorrow the second round starts, and you know you're gonna want to sit there and watch the Mavs and the Grizzlies. So, fellas, get your stuff done, and we will see y'all in 7 days and 23 hours.
7 whole
Peace.
days,
Peace.
not a word from you. 7 whole nights.
Okay.